Hi all, welcome back to my channel. Police in Flagstaff, Arizona are asking for the public's help as they search for a 45-year-old mom who neighbors say they heard screaming at her home before her husband reported her missing on Sunday, June 30th of 2024. Police say Kelly Paduchowski has not been seen or heard from since the 30th after her husband told them she went for a run and a swim and never returned. And even though police say Kelly's car was found parked near a trail not far from their home, cell phone data and accounts from neighbors are painting a different story. Because after neighbors said they heard who they thought was Kelly screaming, they looked out and also said they saw Kelly laying motionless in her backyard. Then they saw her husband Daniel hosing down the area where she was laying. Kelly's husband was arrested one day after reporting her missing and charged with aggravated assault, but no other details about his arrest or charges have been released. Police are saying they don't believe Kelly is still alive, and they feel they're on a recovery mission at this point.
That search continues for a missing Flagstaff woman. We broke the news to you last night that her husband had been arrested for alleged aggravated assault. We sent our Ashley Holden up to the high country tonight. She has more from the search and the newly obtained court documents.
The Flagstaff community is struggling and emotional as the mystery behind what happened to Kelly Paduchowski continues to unravel.
It is a recovery mission at this point. We would all, in hope and purposes, still find Kelly alive. But we believe that this is a homicide investigation.
Court documents say originally the 45-year-old Flagstaff mom was reported missing by her husband Daniel, who said Kelly had gone out for a run and a swim around 1:30 on Sunday afternoon. But Tuesday, police releasing a new timeline tracking Kelly's cell phone data on June 30th and saying that Daniel wasn't at home at 1:30. Instead, police say he was spotted here at Campbell Mesa Trailhead along with Kelly's car. Police also putting out these photos and telling us Daniel was arrested. ABC 15 learning he was booked in on multiple charges, including aggravated assault. New court documents say during the investigation, police discovered blood in multiple spots around the Paduchowski property and clothes for Kelly thrown away in the trash. Neighbors also reportedly told police what they saw Sunday morning, including Kelly laying on her stomach in her backyard, motionless.
That gave us the ability to go ahead and book him at this time on why we're still investigating the rest of the evidence.
Police say now Daniel is a suspect in a potential homicide, releasing photos of the couple's cars and asking anyone who had contact with them or their vehicles on Sunday to reach out to police.
Hopefully some information from the public can point us in the right direction.
Community members also coming together Tuesday.
As I followed the developing story about Kelly's disappearance, I was feeling incredibly sad and fearful.
The small meeting organized by former Flagstaff City Council member Celia Barretts, who didn't want us to share her face.
I decided that it would be really nice to invite the community to come together to express how we feel and say a prayer for Kelly and her children and her entire extended family.
ABC 15 did briefly speak with a member of Kelly's family, but they were too emotional at this point to share anything. Neighbors calling what's happening sad and horrific, but also didn't want to speak on camera. In Flagstaff, Ashley Holden, ABC 15, Arizona.
Flagstaff police are now investigating the disappearance of a woman as a homicide. Meantime, her husband has been arrested for assault.
12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is live at Schultz Creek Trail in Flagstaff, where the search continues. Gabby?
That's right. Flagstaff police are looking for 45-year-old Kelly Paduchowski, who's now been missing for more than 48 hours. Police say their search began after her husband, Daniel Paduchowski, reported her missing, saying that she didn't return from a run and swim on Sunday night. Now, police say cell phone data placed Kelly's phone in the area of Schultz Creek Trail around 10:20 on Sunday morning. Daniel was seen in the same area around 11:30. Kelly's phone then returned back home at 12:13. Shortly after, surveillance video shows Daniel handling a bicycle at Campbell Mesa Trailhead, where Kelly's car was also found. Police arrested Daniel for aggravated assault on Monday night, but did not provide any specific details on that alleged assault.
But in the event that Kelly is still alive, police have released this description of her. 5 feet 8 inches tall, approximately 140 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. They say she was last seen wearing black shorts, a gray shirt, and white running shoes. According to news reports, Kelly married her husband Daniel in 2013 and gave birth to a son in 2014, which means there's a 10-year-old boy out there who's missing his mother and needs our prayers to help him through this awful nightmare he's just been launched into.
New court documents just into our newsroom tonight outline some of the evidence that motivated police to reclassify the case of a missing Flagstaff woman into a homicide investigation.
They say her husband, who reported her missing, is the prime suspect and now under arrest for aggravated assault. Kelly Paduchowski hasn't been seen since Sunday, and police say they are searching for her remains tonight. True crime correspondent Brianna Whitney is live in Flag tonight. Brianna, what did you find out?
So I talked to Kelly's sister earlier today. She said they are all so worried about her. They're asking everybody to keep your eyes and ears open as they continue to search for her. They also told me the last time they talked to Kelly was on Wednesday, which is leading to even more of their concern. But Kelly's husband, Daniel Paduchowski, was arrested late last night on aggravated assault charges. And now from these new court documents, we're learning exactly what evidence led to those charges. So I want to take you inside what we've recently learned. According to those court documents, on June 30th, neighbors heard who they believe was Kelly screaming in pain and went to their window to see her husband, Daniel Paduchowski, on top of Kelly, then later saw her lying on her stomach, not moving. Court documents show they later saw Daniel hosing down the area of the grass where she was. In police detective search of their house, they found blood on the patio that included a bloody footprint and blood by the garage. Detectives also noted Daniel had what appeared to be recent injuries on his hands and his knees. Daniel told police that he and Kelly had ridden their bikes together at Schultz Creek Trail. That's where we're standing here tonight. Then later, he said Kelly went for a run and swim before she disappeared. According to the court documents, when police confronted Daniel and told him his story wasn't matching up and that Kelly's disappearance seemed suspicious, he asked for a lawyer. Flagstaff police talked about earlier today what they believe happened next.
However, based on the current evidence, information is believed Kelly may be a victim of a homicide. And the number one priority is to locate Kelly. Yes, as of right now, we are still very widespread in our search and efforts to locate Kelly.
Those search efforts ongoing tonight. Daniel Paduchowski was arrested for aggravated assault. He's now sitting in the Coconino County Jail on a $500,000 bond. Now, Kelly's car was found at the Campbell Mesa trailhead. That's where Daniel was seen on surveillance footage and Kelly's white Mazda CX-5 was, but there were no sightings of Kelly. According to those court documents, her wallet was found inside the car, but nothing else suspicious was found inside the car. In talking to Kelly's sister today, she said that police and search crews have scoured that area near the Campbell Mesa trailhead for any signs of Kelly or her remains, but they do not believe she is anywhere around there. Of course, that complicates everything. They can rule that area out, but there are still so many more wooded areas that she could be in. So they are asking everybody for their help as they continue to search for Kelly or her remains. If they find her remains, then they would add charges to Daniel Paduchowski, who could be looking at murder charges as well. Live in Flagstaff tonight, Brianna Whitney for Arizona's Family.
What a terrible case. Brianna, did he say anything to police that raised any red flags?
Yeah, these court documents were honestly so hard to go through. They answer a lot of questions, but one thing that was interesting was the detective noted that during kind of the conversations they were having with Daniel before he asked for a lawyer, he referred to Kelly as this. She was a beautiful woman. And in the court documents, that detective said he used past tense to describe her, and that was something that stuck out to them.
Police held a press conference giving a timeline that they've been able to put together so far that I'll play for you in just a moment. But first, I'd like to take a moment to thank you for listening to Kelly's story and ask you to share out her information as much as possible so people can be aware of what's going on and keep their eyes peeled for her. I pray the police are wrong and she's somehow found alive. Stay safe out there, and here is the press conference with what police know so far.
Okay, this is an update on the ongoing missing person homicide investigation that occurred in Flagstaff as of July 2nd, 2024. the investigation into the disappearance of Kelly Paduchowski, 45 years old, is ongoing. The Flagstaff Police Department is asking the public for further assistance regarding this investigation. The following is a timeline of events that have occurred in this case. On June 30th, 2024, cell phone data from Kelly's phone placed it in the area of Schultz Creek Trail around 10:20 a.m. Daniel Paduchowski was observed in the same area around 11:30 a.m. on the same day. Kelly's phone returns back to the shared residence in the Coconino Estates neighborhood around 12:13 p.m. Kelly's white Mazda CX-5 and Daniel were observed at Campbell Trail Mesa around 1:30 p.m. Daniel reported Kelly as missing at 7:39 p.m. that night in the area of Lake Mary. Since the time of investigation with the Flagstaff Police Department, in conjunction with the Coconino County Search and Rescue Department, have coordinated efforts to locate Kelly. During the course of the investigation, the Flagstaff Police Department interviewed family members, witnesses, and processed evidence resulting in the arrest of Kelly's husband, Daniel Paduchowski, 58 years old, for aggravated assault. He was booked into the Coconino County Jail. This investigation is ongoing, and the number one priority is to locate Kelly. However, based on the current evidence, information is believed Kelly may be a victim of a homicide. Did you guys have any questions?
And I guess clarification, what we were talking about in the parking lot, the aggravated assault was against Kelly, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And again, based on this, you guys, it's not so much a search and a rescue, but it could be a recovery?
That is what we believe at this point, yes.
Can you tell us anything about the investigation as to what led you to the aggravated assaults and that information?
Witness statements and evidence that was located at the residence up to this point of the investigation.
You can tell that he put
something occurred, yes.
I guess, and just making it clear, you guys are connecting, or is there a connection between the husband and the homicide?
Yes, he's a suspect.
Okay. And do you know what degree the aggravated assault was? Is this just accounts from the family, or?
It was from witness statements.
He's in custody right now, and is he going to stay in custody?
Yes, he's held on a bond right now, and he is in custody at the Coconino County Jail.
When can we expect another update?
As soon as we get more information from the data that they're trying to collect right now.
And I guess, as we are going into this recovery phase of this investigation, what does that mean for crews who are out there on the field? What does that look like for you guys as you're searching from rescue to recovery?
We still have search and rescue from the Coconino County Department out there working. They just bring in some other resources from outside our area to assist with that.
And are you guys looking at both trails where her car was, and then also where they were last seen that morning?
Yes, as of right now, we are still very widespread in our search and efforts to locate Kelly.
I guess also too, when it comes to the public hiking in these areas, are they allowed in? Or I know yesterday when we were out there, it was people had to sign in and out before they could come. What does that look like for people who?
So the signing in and out was kind of a volunteer basis that people that were wanting to help and everything. The trails are still open. People are still allowed to be out there to enjoy the city of Flagstaff, especially with the 4th of July weekend coming up.
I think, let me check my, so just double checking, he's being charged with aggravated assault at this time. Are there any murder charges that are also in the wakes, or is that depending on what?
That's the charge that's holding right now. With more evidence and more investigation, further charges could be coming.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much.